my mom visited me last year over the summer, and she is like typical brown parent or brown person really at this point, overweight, type 2 diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all the usual metabolic syndrome stuff. And she's been put on medications her whole life. So blood pressure medications for the last 20 years, blood glucose lowering medications for the last 2 or 3. And so all in all, she was taking about 5 or 6 pills a day. And like I had been reading about diet and nutrition and the link for the last 10 years or so, but I'd never like put it into practice with someone. And I was like, hey, mom, like, let's do something crazy. I'll put you on a raw vegan diet. So not just vegan, raw vegan. Because I had a friend at the time who was like experimenting being a fruitarian. And so I was like really inspired by just eating raw food. And I was kind of trying to do it myself as well. And I did. So over a 2-month period, my mom ate mostly just salads and fruits. And what's interesting is here, she was eating a ton of fruit, right? And she's type 2 diabetic and she shouldn't be eating fruit is the conventional wisdom. And I was like, no, mom, trust me. Your doctor doesn't know what he's talking about, which tends to be a pretty important theme here is a lot of doctors actually give advice when they're actually not well-versed in nutrition. Most, besides yourself and your team, but most normal doctors don't know much about nutrition. Because they're not taught this in medical school. And so her doctor thought she was crazy. I was like, no, your doctor's crazy, whatever, let's play this out. So we did. So 2 months later, she actually stopped taking all her meds. So she came after, she went from 5 to 6 to 0. Blood glucose came from around 200 to almost under 100. And it was 200 with the medications. And she was also very physically active. So because she started feeling better, she started walking more. She would get on the stationary bike for half an hour and she would walk maybe an hour a day. So, it was the food, and it was also like that enabled her to become more physically active, which then, it's a virtuous cycle. And then she went home and I was like, holy shit, I just cured my mom.